Hi, in this episode of the Midnight Stories, we will talk about Elisa Lam. This case, it has always just blown me away. It's very special and I just think it's very unique. Theories about what happened there are so many. So let's just start. Guest at the hotel made complaint about the water. It was brown and it smelled. The water tanks looked intact, but they sent a disgusting smell towards them. They opened the lid of the water tanks, and in one of them, something that once was a human body is floating. It's green and bloated. And toes are almost black. The mouth is open, eyes are closed. This is the body of the 21 years old Elisa Lam, who's been missed for almost 3 weeks. It looks like she's been in the tank for 3 weeks as well. The reception had noticed that one of the guests never checked out, Elisa Lam. They had looked for her but never found her. The hotel reported Elisa Lam to the police for disappearing without paying for her stay. Elisa's family had also made contact with the police without knowing the hotel also did. Eliza spoke to her parents every day. The last days her phone was turned off and she had no activities on social medias. She used Twitter multiple times per day. She updated her blog regularly and checked in on places she were on her Facebook profile page. When people are missing, it's normal for the police to wait 48 hours before starting investigations because people actually has the right to disappear if they want to. In cases like these where Eliza was reported missing by friends, family, and the hotel reception, the police immediately started looking at Eliza's case. If she had any criminal records or if she had mental problems. The police found that Jean period could be seriously depressed and that she has been suicidal earlier in life. She was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. From what the police found, they thought she had taken her life and they turned the case to a thought that they weren't looking for a living person. The police thought she made a strange choice with the hotel, since the hotel isn't anything like a vacation place. The hotel is located at Skid Row, Los Angeles, which is nowhere you would go to a holiday as a young single woman. This is a place where homeless, criminals, and drug addicts live. It's a place where murderers and violations often find place. In other words, a place you stay away from. Hotel Cecil is also a very known hotel in the world. It was built to be used as a business hotel in the 1920s. The hotel couldn't hold its economy. They had to turn down their price. With the price also comes the standard. The hotel has had many known guests, but the guests, they aren't musicians or actors. They are murderers or murder victims. For example, Elizabeth Short. She was found dead in 1947 in Los Angeles. She was drained for blood and her body was cut in half. The victim stayed at this hotel right before she got killed. She's later known as the Black Dahlia, and she's the state's second biggest unclosed murder case. There's been many murder cases at this hotel, and many people describe the hotel as the haunted hotel due to its many murders. It's a popular hotel for ghost hunters. But anyways, let's talk about Elisa Lam. Despite her mental health, Elisa's family confirmed to the police that she's been well for many months before she went on this journey. She had even started planning her future. They saw her as happier and more satisfied than before. Eliza has told her friends she looked forward to this trip, but she also looked forward to coming back home after to start her life as she wanted. On her blog and Twitter, she looked positive and happy. Who was Elisa Lam? She was born and raised in British Columbia. She had immigrant parents from Hong Kong, and she was 21 years old when she disappeared. She went to college. Her interests were art, fashion, technology. She was just an ordinary girl. She had friends, but she weren't in a relationship. She had for a long time planned to travel around and see the world before she planned to start working. Eliza, she had strict parents who wanted her to do her best at school, even though she not always did. She had to work harder than her classmates since she had learning difficulties, which exhausted her. She started running for the school team with an average okay result. She begged her parents many times to please quit, but her parents refused to let her. So she just continued on. Her parents said that if her sister managed, Eliza also would. Her sister was great at school, and she was also great in running competitions. At this point in life, Eliza got depressed and got diagnosed with bipolar disorder. She had already felt she was different, so for her it felt great being believed by professionals. Her parents tried to make Eliza to keep her diagnosis as a secret. At evening, she worked in her parents' Asian restaurant. Eliza lost her time to take care of herself. Eliza planned to only be gone for a couple of weeks, and she planned her vacation very well before she left. She traveled with trains and buses between the places she visited. Her parents and her sister agreed to her traveling and thought it was a good idea. She promised to make many pictures to show her family when she returned home, and she promised to call every day. But January 31st, she had checkout day at the Hotel Cecil, and she planned to go down the coast of California. She never checked out. She was seen passing the reception January 31st, walking towards her room. A woman working in a bookshop close to the hotel tells she saw Eliza the same day. Eliza had been to the bookstore looking for books she could give to her family. She described Eliza as happy and full of life, and nobody has seen Eliza after these observations. The police decided to search the hotel with dogs. The police didn't have the authority to search all the rooms since they didn't knew what had happened to Eliza. So they searched the rooms guests agreed to let them into. The dogs didn't find one single trace of Eliza, not on the whole hotel, including the roof. She was totally disappeared, like under the ground. The police searched for her room and they looked at her bank accounts without a single trace. There was no sign of her using her cards after her disappearance. Eliza's family flew to LA to help the police looking for her. They called newspapers to get help. The media found the case, and more people started looking. Because of her chose to stay at Hotel Cecil, many started speculating whether she had decided to end her life herself, but nothing led to a conclusion. February 14th, the police released a surveillance video of Elisa Lam, dated February 1st, the day after she got missing. The video shows a disturbing behavior of the woman. She walks inside an empty elevator in Hotel Cecil. She has no belongings, only her clothes she used. She bends and looks intense on the button to the different floors. She pushes on many buttons but the door to the elevator never closes. She walks backwards, close to the wall, but the elevator still don't close its doors. As she stays there for a while, it looks like she's looking for someone or something. She takes a long step and puts one of her feet outside the elevator door. She looks unsure and hides on the side wall inside the elevator again. She's looking outside the elevator at someone who's not there. She takes a step outside the elevator, opens her arms and her wrists twists. Her fingers moves. She waves with her arms in a few more seconds before the video jumps almost 1 minute forward. Elisa is gone, but the doors to the elevator door is still open. The video jumps again, and Elisa is back with the same strange behavior. Then the video just turns black. This video has been seen over 3 million times on YouTube. The thoughts about the video are many. The police has explained after a lot of pressure from the public that the minute which has been cut isn't for the public eye. They never answered why. February 19th, her body was found in a water tank with 4,000 liters of water. The hotel guests had complained about the bad taste and smell of the water for a reasonable reason. Why didn't anyone check the water earlier? And why didn't the dog smell the dead body inside the tank when they searched through the hotel? Because they were in the roof. When she was found, her mother wanted to identify her daughter. But when a body is kept for so long in a water with hot temperatures outside, it's not possible to identify a body with just looking at it. The body gets bloated, the skin changes its color, the hair falls off. Elisa, she was just strongly rotten, and she got identified by her teeth. Her parents decided not to see her due to the description of her body. The coroner concluded that she had been in the tank from she went missing. Her cause of death hasn't been able to conclude due to the condition of her body. She drowned, and that's all they can conclude. Only the employees at the hotel has access to the roof with the water tank. It's always locked, and you need a special card to open the roof to get access to it. It's possible to see who has been on the roof using these cards. In the time when Elisa died, nobody has opened the doors to the roof with the water tanks, and that's scary. If the doors haven't been open, how did Elisa get to the roof? Elisa couldn't have put the lid of the water tank on by herself. The tank contained maximum 4,000 liters of water, which leaves the tank half full. Someone must have done it. If she wanted to commit suicide, why jump onto a half full water tank instead of just jumping from the roof? It's many theories of why she died, and mostly believe she did it herself. So, the question leads me to, have you ever heard about the elevator game? It's a game that if you go through many different stages in this game, you will come to another dimension, like a totally different world. It's certain rules you have to follow to get there. But if you succeed and get to the other dimension, it's not sure you'll ever return. This game is a myth, but who knows? Many people think she did this before she died. The reason for this belief is how she pressed the buttons in the elevator and the ways she looks around both sides, just inside the elevator and outside of the elevator. And many thinks this is why she didn't succeed to return to our world. The rules of this game will not be mentioned because of course you shouldn't do it. But it's an interesting case, and many people has been thinking about it, and many people are still thinking about it, and I will never get it. But what do you think happened to Elisa Lam?